Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Relationship Flow. We have a very, very special surprise guest. Not so
You
surprised,
always say it's a surprise.
but very special.
Why do you always say it's a surprise?
Because you never know,
For you, it's a surprise.
We've been trying to do this bi-weekly. I think it's becoming almost monthly, but the main thing is that we're able to get together and do it from a real place. And it's been a struggle-filled day, even though we did come with lots of clarity. So we definitely have what to share. How are you feeling?
Wonderful.
So it's my wife, aka Soulmate, Masha Goldschmidt, or Masha Goldsmith, however you want it, whichever language you're going to say it. And you can check her out at TeenyPop613. So what's doing? We are now in the summer months. It's hot.
Summer loving.
Summer loving.
Yeah.
What's the discussion?
I think what we want. I think that. I think it's really important to talk about what we were talking about today, which I think a lot of people will relate to.
So let's just be clear. We had our date time together.
With our weekly coffee
We
date.
found out one of our favourite iced coffee makers, who hasn't been around in our usual place, has moved to a new location.
Right, and I don't drink that iced coffee anymore because I kind of changed to oat and almond milk, so
Yeah,
I didn't have it, but I'm sure you enjoyed it.
it was good. It was nice to see the same dude in the new location. And then we went shopping.
Oh, we had such a wonderful time at the supermarket. Every single possible difficulty occurred, but that's just...
Well, we didn't drop anything or anything.
No, it's just...
I was nervous about the beers. They were
just
placed a bit on the
lack
edge.
of customer service where we live, but that's something that we...
Yeah, the service industry definitely needs some help over
That's
here.
the least of our worries.
But we want to talk good about the Holy Land and the people here. So, but right now I think it's a global issue. What's
Anyway,
going on?
so
we went shopping.
No, it's nothing. Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
I think that this conversation came up. I think
Before
it was
that.
even last week.
Oh, that's true.
And then I said today, I was started talking about it more, and I said,
Yeah.
maybe we should talk about this because I think it's something that most people relate to, and everybody on their level. And it's hard to talk about these things because, it's always it's taking away the ego, taking away pride, taking away pride in a sense. But I think it's become a real story. So I think that. We both of us come from different kind of backgrounds, and both of us have this as manifested in different ways. But basically, the ability to have inner peace, enjoy life, feel worthy, be able to smile, to do things that are enjoyable. Even when there's things that are challenging, and even when financially things are difficult, financial success does not indicate our worthiness. It doesn't indicate our happiness. It doesn't indicate how we are as people. If we're good people, if we feel comfortable and confident within ourselves and who we are, and also it shouldn't affect our ability to feel inner peace, to feel happiness, to be able to do positive, healthy things. So, okay, we're just looking at a picture of the Maldives where you walk out of your, hotel room and you walk into the your own private pool into the water.
Gan Eden,
right,
Garden of Eden.
We can't go to the Maldives, but we can go to the beach. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, well, petrol, I call it petrol, gas, whatever you call it, has gone up. To fill up my car now for the week costs a lot more than it was.
Almost a third more.
So no more. Yeah, I think more. So just the drive to the beach is an hour, then an hour back. That takes a lot of petrol.
Yeah,
so then it's well, I think that's important. What are we going to do then? Sit at home, not do anything? There's everyone on their level. So on our level, okay, yeah, we can get the petrol. Okay, just because it's gone up doesn't mean we can't afford the petrol. We can afford the petrol. It's just.
Thankfully, the beach is free.
It's just the beach is free.
You have to pay for parking.
Like there's always, like I always say to Ellie, like even a DIY project, you have to pay for, because you have to pay for you need the tools, you need the whatever, the things that whatever it is, the DIY that you're doing, you can't. It's not free. It might be cheaper. So it's just it's just like you can't not live. You cannot live. And everyone on their level can work out how to cut. Someone's knocking on our door. To cut.
Yeah, we can't speak right now.
Just a minute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of a thing. We can't speak. Sorry.
Just a minute. I'm going to come to you in 1 minute. Okay, let me get back my train of thought. My son's knocking on the door. This is so typical.
No, but it's good. It's good.
But this is part of the reality. This is part of the thing that
the
we're trying to...
inflation thing is a real challenge for everybody.
Yeah. But so what I'm trying to say is that it's still.
But our life continues.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that. Yes, it's hard, and it makes things more tight, and it makes us have to think more before we do things. But it doesn't mean that we can't, that we shouldn't feel worthy as people. It doesn't mean that we can't smile. It doesn't mean that we have to feel heavy and not enjoy our life. Like we can't, like my whole thing, and like my whole the idea that I try and live by, and I'd like to share with other people is, I think I've spoken about this before, is stage your life for living. So just like, I heard someone have a podcast about when a person wants to sell their house, there's a thing called staging the house, like getting the furniture set up and the right pictures on the wall and having it looking a certain way to be able to sell it. And this person in his podcast was speaking about don't wait till you want to sell your house to make it look the way you want to do it while you're living there. But I think he mentioned like stage your home for living in it. I took the idea and thought about, stage your life for living, that you can, set the scene and stage the scene, set up the props for whatever it is that you choose to. So even in, I started this during lockdown where we couldn't go out, we couldn't do anything, but it doesn't mean you can't. So I made like a party for myself, and I made like charcuterie board and put up balloons and try put on music and try to put up like flashy colorful lights and try to make like a party, even though it was only me at the party, and then everyone in the family kind of joined on because there was a positive energy. But or if there's things that you want to do, for me it's important to go jogging every day. That is something that really is good for me, that I can do, that's free, even that I can do it. I can do that consistently, and that's and I
like to swim,
and I get it's just, and I it's just and in my head I'm imagining I'm running along the
beautiful
Tayela, walking along with the palm trees,
Broadwalk, Tayela.
Anyway, like it's just setting up it, like you can't wait until you have the money to feel happy or to do positive. There's ways that one can do it for yourself in a way that doesn't cost a lot, and you can still feel good, and I think it will create a positive energy. So I think that's what we spoke. It's just because times are really tough right now, and it's really hard. It's hard to be motivated to feel like you're allowed to do good things when it's like, oh my gosh, but can I really do that, or can I spend that, or is it okay? But as I said, like we're not going to the Maldives. It's like we're going to the beach. The beach is free. Okay, the petrol costs more. But
so basically what you're saying is we've got to live, and we've got to go forward, however each
everyone
person,
on their level.
yeah, and whatever gives them that super.
You know, for some people it might maybe they go to the
connection.
Maldives, but they can't fly first class. Whatever it is, I'm just saying.
And obviously,
like,
as a
everybody on
couple,
there.
one of the struggles is to try work out how to do it together.
Yeah.
So it, obviously, you know, a husband has their needs and what they're into, and a wife has what she's into, and there has to be some sort of bridge and balance and discussion about what works. You know, for us, going for a weekly drink is very important for me, and I'm happy we did that already now this week. And going to the beach is very important for you.
We don't need to go out for a meal.
you
I
know.
don't really like restaurant food. I like homemade healthy
Yeah,
food.
I mean, you made a delicious
But then
dinner tonight,
we're happy.
so
But it doesn't mean we're not
thank
going to
you.
go out. We'll go out and have an iced coffee together
Yeah, a
that
drink.
like, we enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine, and that's also, you know, something that can be. It's just basically things that you can do that you can maintain.
Yeah.
So you're setting certain consistent positive things that you do that so at
And it's
the beginning
affordable.
and so you kind of staging your life for living,
And you're doing it no matter
doing
what.
consistent smaller things
Yeah.
that are within your reality,
And I feel
and then
like
and it might not feel
yeah.
and the with the consistency of doing it, it just gives a positive energy, and you just gives a feeling of being alive, and it gives you a reason to kind of get up in the morning.
Well, Jeff always says you have to take care of yourself, and you know, look, most importantly, make sure you're in a good space, and people can neglect themselves, especially with all the pressures.
I did notice that, but when I do my stage of life for living, for myself, it creates such a positive energy. Because I'm not. It's the idea of the stage of life living is also it's not waiting for other people to do it for you, and to make you happy. It's you doing it for yourself, and even if it attracts everyone around you to want to be part of what it is that you're doing.
Well, that's funny because Gedalia is talking a lot about that, because people are way too needy and victim state of mindset, instead of learning how to like set themselves up, like, because you're being proactive for yourself. So then you attract.
Yeah, by being, and as I said, it doesn't.
Energy.
You don't have to be rich to be able to
rich,
do it.
You don't have to need anyone. It's a certain self.
Like sometimes I'm like, oh,
maintenance.
should I like? But I haven't posted on my Instagram for a long time because I'm like, oh, but like, because it doesn't. It's not. You know, the pictures aren't like Pinterest worthy. Let's say. But then I'm thinking, you know what? Like maybe it's. You know, one can still make things look nice. Canva's really good. You can make things look nice. Pictures look nice.
I mean, it'd be good for you to get back to posting
but what I'm
some
saying
level,
though is that it still is important that like to show realness. Like you could, it doesn't have to be. It's not even a struggle. Say like
it doesn't have to be the highlights.
If I say I'm going for a run, I've got my gym gear, but it might not be the. You know, the top brand, like fancy thing, but it's still
Look, if I would wait till I get that fancy suit to post,
it's not going to happen. It's not
I
going to happen.
I wouldn't have posted for the last 3-4 years or however long since I haven't even bought a suit jacket. I don't even know how long. So we got to like just.
And then you see a lot of people who've got all this stuff, but they're not.
But the inner content.
Yeah.
So we're really about the inner reality and using
just
tools
being sincere and authentic
to maintain a healthy balance, healthy lifestyle, healthy mindset. And
it's hard work. It's hard work, but you get real satisfaction from it.
And then you can really give and be responsible for all the other things you need to do in your life. It's crucial to the whole story, and it's crucial to our relationship as well. I mean, sometimes it gets really tough, and we just want to go crazy. But you know, that's part of the reality of life. And one of the important things of this podcast is it just gives us time to actually sit and discuss in a clear way what we're doing and what our accomplishments, what our goals, what our dreams, what our flow is in our relationship. And that's also good. And I personally listen over it again, and I realize there's value to our conversations. It's not just a husband fulfilling his wife's needs of having to talk to her because she needs it. It's actually very important self-development, profound conversations that are really necessary. And it's very
I honestly would want to listen to this kind of conversation.
Yeah, and there's so many conversations online, which thank God, you know, I do have the pleasure nowadays of listening to with all these podcasts, and I'm happy that we can create one as well and add to the conversation. Who are, you know, there's not thousands of listeners, but the tens of listeners that join us, we appreciate it, and we'd always welcome, any feedback or any, advice or however you want to do it. Say thank you once in a while. Just give us that encouragement to make these kind of episodes once every 2 weeks or so, a month, however we can get to it. I mean, ideally we'd be doing this more often, but just life has got to a certain point where we have so much different.
Well, I think also it's back to what we were even speaking about.
But it did take a few weeks to discuss
this. I think it's
this.
Back to what we were speaking about. It's like, because but I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like I'm good enough, or I didn't have a good day, or I didn't necessarily practice what, I think I have to, everything has to be perfect. But I think once again, that's not it. This is...
Well, I find all these conversations, because I do more of them online, and I found they really hold me accountable. So
yeah, it's true.
I say stuff in the class. I'm like, wow, I really need to work on that, and I feel very accountable, to how I look, my appearance, so that it should be more healthy looking, and I can't just let myself go because people are watching, and for my own well-being, but also for the fact that I'm accountable to people what I say about healthy lifestyle, and then I go eat a big pie, and
Well, you don't.
Yeah, but or 10 bags of chips, which I would.
You
do.
Don't, but you
no,
don't.
But I would if
you
I
eat
could.
like one bag of chips in the week, and you feel like you've done the most terrible thing.
Thank God we generally eat healthy. And we don't eat a lot. We're not like big eaters, thank God. Even though I do come across as a big guy, as the New York Times once said, burly chassid. Very nice of them to say that in front of millions of people, but whatever. The point is that, however, it's people visualize me. I have to feel good, and that's what this.
Well, you do see yourself as still like your 18-year-old.
No, so I have those moments where I feel great, and I see my neshama shining, my soul shining, and I feel Chain and grace, and I see that in you as well. And there's those good moments, but then there's other moments where I feel like a piece of don't even want to say it, and I feel very.
But I think that's what we're talking about. Exactly in those times,
uncomfortable in my own skin, like in my own clothing, and wish I could just just reorganize everything.
But that's when the stage of life living comes
and also,
into it.
A big thing we've been discussing also about not being let down by people, and that's something which, as the second part to this conversation, we only have a few more minutes because I don't think we should go longer than 20 minutes. But maybe it will be our next discussion. But the whole relationship with people is not allowing people's potential good that they could do and they don't do, like the fact that we don't see much family very often, or all kinds of things like that, and friends and business colleagues that often don't think of us or don't give a shout out. Many times there's so much room to judge them favourably because they're just overly busy, or they've got their own challenges, or it's nothing personal. And another thing is that, as a couple, we have each other to discuss it, so it helps us not feel vulnerable and defeated by it. So there's always that other person that we can work it through, and that's another important part of our weekly date, that we can work through some of the struggles of how to go ahead and not feel like it's too overwhelming what's up.
But sometimes I feel it's important that when we do go out, that we also just enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, it has to be enjoyment. It has to be.
And
it's nice to sometimes just sit, laugh. Yeah.
The truth is, with a lot of the stuff that happened today in the supermarket, we did just laugh at it.
It's not mostly a joke. Yeah, but at the same time, we should.
I guess it's once again a different conversation about
things to improve.
Having boundaries, and that it's okay. You don't feel bad.
I'm happy to say no to
hurt
people
someone's
these days.
feeling.
I'm not hurting anyone's feelings. I just want to be able to have boundaries and say no in a healthy way, and not let the crazy culture that sometimes exists here to get into our space and take away our functionality and joy. And some of the people
we're going off topic.
Yeah, some of the people. But the point is, what grounds us is our relationship and that staging our life for living, so that we can create the healthy.
Setting realistic things.
And then we don't suddenly freak out. Even if we had some challenges, we didn't freak out. And it's like throwing things and beating the guy up. We dealt with it. And same with our kids. They were being very difficult the last few days, and we could have gone nuts, but we didn't. And it's giving us the strength to deal with some difficult moments, and that's what all these self-care moments are so needed,
Yeah.
And self-relationship care, we need to make sure we're giving our relationship the time it needs as well. So thank God, I really appreciate everyone joining us. Let's say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Please join us again. As we always say, share your relationship flow too. Keep the good energy in the world, and everyone should be blessed with beautiful Shabbat's not so far away of the day or so. Disconnect to reconnect and enjoy the family time. All the love. Bye.